Hello, my name is Prime and welcome back to another episode of Prime News, and today SCS Software released another blog post on the Arkansas DLC for American Truck Simulator, this time focusing on 4 more cities that will be included within the Arkansas DLC. As per usual, I will have the link for the blog post down in the description below. That is where you can find the 17 brand new screenshots and the information I'll be summarizing. Titled Arkansas Cities Number 2, as previously mentioned, this blog post outlines 4 more cities that will be included within the Arkansas DLC. We've already had a blog post before and I've done a Prime News on it, so I'll have that linked up in the card above. The 4 cities that are detailed within this blog post are Fayetteville, Springdale, Fort Smith, and El Dorado. When talking about Springdale, the blog post also talks about Bentonville. However, nothing is detailed about that city, so I'm going to assume that it will be mentioned in an upcoming blog post. However, going back to Fayetteville, it is the 2nd largest city in the state of Arkansas, and us ATS players will be able to drive through the city's downtown and experience some wonderful landmarks along the way, including churches, banks, and much more. Next up, we have Springdale, which is a very important part of the trio of major cities that sit along the I-49, those being Fayetteville, Springdale itself, and Bentonville. The agricultural industry is deeply rooted within Springdale, so expect to find a number of agricultural related contracts and so on within Springdale. Next up, we have Fort Smith, which is the 3rd largest town in Arkansas and has a very interesting history that is mainly centered around the military. There will be plenty of historic buildings and landmarks for us to explore, and I'm sure Fort Smith will offer a lot more for us ATS players as well. Last but certainly not least, we have El Dorado, which is a city that offers an immense industrial presence. Chemical plants, petroleum plants, and lumber-related industries. Us ATS players will be able to find all these industry types within El Dorado and explore everything the city and surrounding area has to offer, including the very busy refinery areas and the dense forests that surround the area. Overall, it's fantastic to have another blog post on the Arkansas DLC, and I'm always happy to see a blog post on the cities, as that's where us ATS players will be able to interact, if you want to call it that, with the DLC itself. I will admit that I would have liked to see a little bit more information about some of the industries that will be included in some of these cities, well, I guess excluding El Dorado, but I'm going to assume that in future industry related blog posts, those will be all filled in. In the meantime, comment down below what you think about the Arkansas DLC and what other industry types will you expect to find across the DLC. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.